Hello everyone. Let's wait for a minute or two for more people to join, and then we'll start. For those who are already here, if you hear me right and you can see me, please put a plus in the chat, so we know that everything is going fine. Okay. Let's wait for a couple of pluses. Okay. Yeah. So anyways, let's start for now, and if anyone joins later, this webinar will be available recorded. So let's start. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Andrey Iskoskov. I'm a project manager at Vox Implant, and my specialty is call automation, inbound and outbound, and I have experience in more than 30 projects all over the world in different industries. For example, food on demand delivery or automotive industry. So a few words about Voximplant. Voximplant is a cloud-based solution for communications. We are a communication platform. And today we are going to examine in more details one of our products, Vox Implant Kit, that allows for very easy zero-code deployment of contact center and call automation. So let me share my screen now, and we'll start the presentation of our product. 1 second, please. Okay. Here you can see the interface of Vox Implant Kit. As I mentioned earlier, this is our product that allows for a zero code or almost zero code automation of outbound and inbound calls. And today we are going to focus on inbound calls and contact center deployment. For someone new to this theme, it might seem like a very complex task. It might seem like something very hard to do. To deploy a contact center, it will require a lot of resources. It will require a lot of development, maybe some programming skills, and so on. But today, we are going to prove this wrong and show how easy it is with the Vox Implant Kit. So without further ado, let's jump right into call center automation. Here, I'm going to show you our editor in the inbound section, and I'll create this scenario. This is our editor interface, and as you can see, it consists of blocks that are connected in particular order, and it determines the logic of how we process the calls. For now, we are in inbound call section, so we process just inbound calls. Here, you can see the list of the blocks available in our editor, and each of these blocks plays its own role. It has its own function, which most of the cases is pretty obvious from the name of the block. So, for example, we can synthesize speech from text using different languages, different voices, and so on. We can, in opposite, we can capture the speech of the user and transcribe it to text to use further however we like. We can also work with data. We can modify and verify any data available. We can provide multiple option choices to our users using interactive menu block. We can record the call. We can capture answers by DTMF responses. That means that user can answer with keyboard on this phone. We can also send SMS, send email. We can put call to queue and so on. So let's run through all these options accordingly. So first of all, the call center, the main function of the call center is to receive the calls and distribute these calls among agents. This is how easy it's done in Vox Implant Kit. You simply drag and drop call to queue block here and connect it to the inbound call block. And after that, you finish the scenario. In the call to queue block, you select the queue you need to transfer this call to, for example, to support. You can also customize the queue settings, for example, put some music to listen to, or enable waiting messages to notify a person that he will probably be waiting for this long. And there are this many other users in front of him in this queue. So this is pretty basic thing. What we can do to improve this, we can, for example, greet the person with some text. You simply drag and drop another block, text to speech, and you type in this this message here. Hello, welcome to Vox Implant Contact Center. And that's it. A person calling to a number we place somewhere will hear this message, and after that, the call will be distributed to the queue. This is valuable because when you call the company, you need to know that like the destination is right and you get where you want it to. But this is still pretty basic. For example, here, for most cases, there are more than one direction that we can forward our calls to. For example, there might be two different queues, not only support, but maybe a sales department. So here, we can select another queue, sales department, and we can actually ask a person calling to our phone, what's his issue, what's his problem, and then we accordingly direct this call to a adequate queue. So here, interactive menu, we simply type in the question. For example, how can I help you? Keep in mind that here you can rely not only on DTMF response, the keyboard response, but to the voice response. That means that we provide the possibility to interact with this voice bot with the voice, not only the keyboard. And for most cases, this provides for a better user experience, first of all, and it also like very good thing for reputation of the company. Here, after we type in the question, we now put in the dictionaries for different options. For example, here we expect just two possibilities: only tech support or sales department. And this tool is very flexible because we ourselves can decide what specific words and phrases do we understand that the person wants to go to tech support. So it's not limited just to tech support. You can react to different phrases here. For example, if you have a mobile phone application, you can type in application here, or something like can't access. And this interactive menu will react to all of these words and phrases and route this call to the tech support. And for sales department, we can also type something basic like sales or make an order, and we will react to these phrases and route this call to the sales department. It's also done very simply. You simply drag this this arrow to a specific block. So Actually, this one is very simple, as I said earlier, and there are lots of possibilities to improve this. So, for example, you have a very specific type of requests that require a skill from a call center agent. That's not, unfortunately, all of your call center agents have the skill. And sometimes some of the calls are like top priority. They are prioritized higher than the other calls. So, for example, if you have international sales department and you need these some calls to be routed directly to some call center agents that are responsible for this, for example, international sales. This is just an example. We can type in another dictionary here, or even some specific country you want to divide from the others, and you can set the call properties here. Here you can select the priority of the call. For example, let's say this international sales would be a top priority, and you can also add a specific skill that need to be obtained by an agent to handle this call. For example, English speaker at level 5. After that, you can simply connect this port with the dictionary we write down earlier to this call properties block, and after that, you can simply put this this exact call to the same queue sales, and it will make sure that this specific call with the required skill set and the priority will find the most suitable agent here out of all available agents. And this call will be prioritized over the other calls, so it will be handled a lot faster. This is, again, this is not like the limit of possibilities. If we want to improve this a little bit more, we can set up an integration right here in this visual editor with no need to code something, to program. It's simply done with the HTTP request block. You can address API, for example, your CRM or some other database here to get some data. It's very simple. You select the method of the request. You type in the endpoint, the headers, the parameters, the request body, and so on. And you can also fetch some data from the CRM or database. So, for example, if you have the database with all the clients, with all of your clients, you can easily get, for example, the name by the phone from what the person is calling to your contact center. And after that, you can greet a person by name. Here, it's done with the variables. You see these curved brackets. This way, if we get the name variable from your CRM, from your database, it will be inputted here, and this robotic voice will greet the person by name. And this is also very good customer experience for most of the cases, and allows for more personalization of the flow. And it's for most cases, it's associated with very positive feedback from the customers. Okay, so if you want, for example, to record all the calls for further analytics, or maybe just to keep track of what's happening, how call center agents perform, you simply again drag and drop the call recording block here and connect it to the flow, and the call will be recorded from this block and further up to the end of the call. There are some other blocks. So, for example, you can, after request, you can verify some data. For example, if say this is automation for online shop or like web market, we can easily check, for example, are there any orders linked to this phone number that person is calling from to our call center. And after that, we can check this with the data verification block, and dependent of whether there are any orders connected to this phone, we can route the flow to different paths. For example, if there are no orders, we simply greet this person, and if there are any orders linked to this phone number, we can even avoid connecting to the call center agent, and we can say, for example, the order status right here. We also greet this person by name, because if there are any orders, we probably know the name of this person. Your order is being delivered. Let's stick with something basic here. It will arrive at, and for example, time that we get from the database as well. And after that, we can route this call here. How can I help you? Or maybe select another question. Is there anything else I can do for you? And something like that, in case the person has, for example, some other requests to process. One more important function is continuous scenario here. So sometimes after the call center agent processes the call, and the request has been successfully resolved, there are also some things need to be done here. For example, sometimes you need to rate the service, or rate the performance of the call center agent, and it can be also done automatically with this solution. So you simply put an interactive menu and ask here, are you satisfied with the like experience you had with our call center agent? Do you have any complaints, or was your problem resolved, and so on? And we can also collect all this data to have it in statistics after that, and analyze the efficiency of the call center. So this is not the only thing we can do after the call center agent finished talking to a customer. For example, we can also automate such processes as sending emails here. So for example, there is a need for some notification if the person is calling to the contact center. In some cases, we can automatically do it. Like, we can do it two ways. We can send emails to this person if we have his email address and CRM, or in sometimes we need to send email to a responsible employee because it's required by the case. And the same goes for SMS. It can also be automatically done from the scenario itself. So there is no need to connect these processes independently, or like put some employees to do it manually, and so on. One more thing we need to consider is that speech synthesis is sometimes not the best option for all the cases. Sometimes it's better to go with the pre-recorded messages, and there is also a possibility here to do so with the player block. You simply upload the media file here with the pre-recorded message and use it instead of speech-to-text blocks. And the same goes for interactive menu. You simply toggle here to audio record, and you can upload the record instead of synthetic voice here. So this is some basic overview of our editor. And as you can see, despite this is not 100% functional, because like it's not integrated somewhere, some of the text is missing, but actually I think we have an idea of how easy and how fast it can be done here. because it would take like another 10 minutes to finish this this scenario to make it 100% working. And since it depends on the cases, we usually try to personalize it to a substantial degree. But for some generic example, I think that will do. And I think one last thing to mention in this editor is that if by any chance something is not supported by the basic functional of this editor, we have very useful function here, that function request block that allows to write the functions in JavaScript language that can do like whatever you want it to do, whatever you determine there. It can be done. For example, we can check if for example, we can check if the order is late by this function, comparing to date and times. We can check if if any values are matching or so on, and we can direct this call according to the results of this match. So actually there are endless use cases for such things. And like if you will have some specific questions, I will try to answer them a little bit later. So, and also we can transfer the calls to external destinations here, not only to our call center agents, but to any real phone number or even with SIP. And with SIP, we can do pretty much anything. We can authorize, and for example, we can pass some data here for if you want to route this call to some external destination. But let's stick to the call center agents for now. And one more thing I almost forgot to mention is that I can also pass some of the information about the customer. For example, if we get it from database, we can easily pass this to an operator, to a call center agent. So when he receives a call, he will also see all this information. For example, the name, the order ID, like the order status, and some of other things we need to pass to the call center agent. So let's leave the editor for now and see the interface of the call center solution here. It's at the left part. At the bottom, we see the contact center part that is not that's not exactly related to this automation. So let's start with the settings and then move forward to Workspace and Live Dashboard. So in the settings, we have general settings that allows us to set the permissions for the call center agents to perform outbound calls and also to record outbound calls. And as you can see, for now, it's turned off for all the call center agents in this account, in our demonstration account. But later we will review the users and user group, and those settings can be overwritten by group settings. So you can allow outbound calls or outbound call recording or both for a specific part of your call center agents, specific group. One more thing related to integration, and it's very important here, in the contact details tab, you can select to get contact information and put a dynamic URL here that will, based on the customer phone, for example, or customer display name in the contact, will pass this request in a frame in the operator workspace. And besides the information that we directly pass to the operator from our scenario in the editor, there will be a URL set here popping up in the frame, and it will be 100% interactive. So if you have database that your call center agents need to interact with during the call, and it supports dynamic URLs, for example, with the query parameters such as customer phone or ID or something else, it can be done all in one window, all in one workspace, without need to switch between the tabs. So we will talk about the idea of all-in-one window a little bit later when we see all the channels in our call center solution. For now, let's go to users here. Here you can see the list of all the call center agents with their roles, with the queue they are linked to, and their skill set. So, for example, we were talking about skills. Let's see Joanna's skills. She's excellent sales expert. She's average technical expert, and she's above average English speaker. And this will all be taken into account when distributing calls with the call properties block to the support queue, which Joanna is currently in now. You can also see the group of users here. For example, tech support is now consists of only Jennifer. Don't mismatch this with the queue support. This is just a user group that can be edited like to override the general settings of these call center permissions. So let's jump to queues. As you can see, those are two queues we selected between earlier in the editor. Those are some generic queues just for demonstration, sales and support. It's 100% customizable. So if you have like 7 lines of service or just one, everything will do, everything is possible. This is just for demonstration. You can also create a new queue, and each queue has its own settings. Let's keep the queue name and description for now. Here you can add users, call center agents to the queue. Those are settings for calls and messaging. You can choose the call distribution strategy, and here you can choose both priority for the operator and the priority for the request. The priority for the request may be like by the maximum priority or the maximum waiting time, dependent of what best suits the case. As we've seen earlier, the priority is set by the call properties block, or you can, for example, get some specific value from CRM if you have like marks for VIP clients or something like that. You can get it with integration from your CRM and set the priority for the call from this specific value. Or request might be prioritized by maximum waiting time. That means that that's obvious. It means that the user that is waiting for the longest in the queue will be answered first. And similar logic goes for operators, for call center agents. The call might be distributed to the operator that did not take part in a call for the longest, or most or least qualified operators. So you can also set the maximum waiting time for the queue and the maximum queue size. Basically, the same settings go for messaging. Once again, you can select the priority for the request and select the priority for call center agents. So speaking of messaging, our call center is omnichannel. That means that everything is like linked to one workspace, and all the requests, despite of being calls or messages, is in one place. Here in the channels section in settings, you can see the list of the channels, text channels that can be currently added to a call center solution. Those are Telegram, WhatsApp, Viber, SMS, the most interesting of which would be WhatsApp. And we are currently planning to expand this list. Facebook Messenger is on the way, and plenty of other channels, actually, up to the point where it will be possible to add a custom channel, for example, the chat from the website or the chat from the mobile application, to aggregate all the requests in one place. So let's quickly check the skills, and after that, I will show you how the workspace of the operator works. In skills section, it's It's very basic. We have 3 generic skills just for demonstration: technical expert, English speaker, and sales expert here. And you can create another skill and like set this skill to any user, any call center agent. So let's go to the workspace here. Currently, we are logged in as administrator. As you can see, we have access to all the functions, all the settings, and automation. We even can build scenarios to route the calls. But for like basic call center agents, to operators, the interface will be limited to this part, to workspace. And you have only 2 sections here: assigned to me or unassigned. Assigned to me are calls and messages that are assigned to this specific operator, as it goes from the name. And unassigned will be messages that came when no one was online, and so on. So something that is waiting in the queue to be assigned to someone. So at the top part, you can see the status bar here. This is the status of the operator. Currently, we are online, and we can switch to do not disturb mode if we need to like leave our workspace for something, to go for lunch, and so on. There is also a toggler with the receive new option. So if we toggle this, we are ready to receive new messages and calls. And now I'll try to demonstrate it here. I'm currently texting to the Telegram channel. So, and also to a WhatsApp channel. So this is all the conversations here. Let's stick to this one because like they're pretty much the same. You can also answer here, and this text will go directly to a client that was contacting you with this text channel. So hello, let's just say hello to to myself. Okay. So as you can see, all the chats are in one place, and if we call now, and I will also try to call here.
How can I help you?
I want to go to tech support. My application is broken. Okay. I've muted microphone to avoid the bad, very bad sound artifacts. So as you can see, I received the call here, all in one place, and I also got some call data from this call. This is another scenario that we built just for demonstration. Like I said, that I want to go to tech support. The legend is I'm calling from like some application where I have made an order, and I want like to check if anything has gone wrong, and so on. Yeah. So as you can see, this data is just for demonstration. It's hard inputted, but we can fetch it from database or CRM and pass to the operator like this. So this is the call interface. On the top right, you can see the contact that is added to this call center account with the phone I will calling from. Here is the panel of the call that allows me to control the call, and here is the custom data panel that all the data passed to the call center agent is visible at. So here we have like standard control options for the call. We can mute microphone, we can put this call on hold, we can end this call, or we can transfer it to one of our colleagues. for example, to Jennifer. And here we can select between two options. We can transfer now. That means that Jennifer will receive this call from this customer, or we can ask first. That means that we will be connected to Jennifer. We will describe the situation, ask if it is okay to transfer this call, and then we will connect the customer with Jennifer. So this is like some functions to ask for help of a colleague. Yeah, I think that's pretty self-explanatory here. And like if you have any questions at the end, I will be glad to answer them. But for now, let's move forward. So as you can see, while I'm in call, my status changed to in service. That means I'll not receive other calls, but I'm able to interact with all of the text requests here. For example, if I put this client on hold, I can answer to another client in text channel. And one more thing I can do, like if I understand that those are the same person, I can add this text channel to an already existing contact. And it will be, yes, if we update the page, like it will be just one person, one contact, and we will have all the information on this exact contact aggregated here in one place. Like we will know that this person has already called us or has already wrote us on some text channels and so on. Yeah, we have the notification that this client is on hold for 30 seconds. Let's finish this call for now. So this I think this is very simple and self-explanatory. No need to focus on this even more. And here you can see as we finish the call, the status changed to after service here. That means I have, as a call center agent, some time to interact with maybe CRM, maybe put in some data somewhere, and so on, before I receive another call. And after I'm done with this, I simply press complete, and I'm ready to receive new calls again. So let's move forward to statistics here. For each individual call center agent, his own statistics is available, his or her. Here, this quick dashboard with some of the basic values, like average handle time, average after service time, and so on. And you can also see the detailed statistics here with some level of visualization. And as administrator, as we are logged in as administrator, we have access to all our user statistics. So I can go to, for example, Joseph profile, and I can see his statistics. He's just he's not working. Like this is just for demonstration, but for like actual contact center with operational call center agents, it will be real-time updated, and it will be actual. So one more thing we need to know about statistics is that we have the live dashboard. If we do not need the statistics by operator, we can see it by the queue. Here you can see dashboard for two queues that we've seen when we set up the queues, support and sales. This is very like general data here, just for quick overview, but you can go right into queue card here and see more detailed statistics, how much calls have been missed, occupancy rate, service level, average handle time, and so on. It's how much time clients spent in the queue before they get to be answered by call center agents. You can see these statistics for the last 24 hours, 8 hours, 4 hours, up to 30 minutes. to have better understanding of what's happening in the queue right now and what was happening in the queue for the past day. You can also see all of the statuses of agents in your contact center. Here, only administrator, only my profile is logged in, but here all the call center agents are displayed with their statuses. So, for example, if we switch it to online, and we update the page, it would have changed anyways. But like I want to make sure it's done fast. So here you can see that my status changed to online, and it will go like for all the call center agents currently logged in. So okay. I see questions in the chat. I will address them a little bit later. Yeah, I will definitely try to answer all of your questions. So I think there are some other things to quickly review here. We didn't cover earlier. For example, here we focused on automation of inbound calls, and you have already seen our editor, which allows us to build scenarios from blocks. But the same logic goes for outbound calls. So, for example, you can automate outbound calls as well. You can run outbound campaigns. For example, you can call to a list of customers. You can like place a message or get some information, ask some questions. Dependent on these questions, you can either connect this call to a call center agent already waiting for this call to come, or you can simply end the call if you get all the necessary information like by the robot. So the exactly same editor is available for outbound calls automation, and you can even launch the campaigns with API with no need to upload the call lists manually. There is also lots of possibilities for use cases. For example, you can automate cold sales. Here you can call to the clients and ask if they're interested in some promos or if they're interested in your product and something like that. So there are lots and lots of use cases for this. So there are some other points here. For example, in audio records, as you can see, all the media files are stored. Now we have only 3 options for queue music, but if you have, like I said, pre-recorded messages to use in the scenarios, they will be also here, and you can manage them into different folders for convenience. In numbers section, there are numbers that you connect, like you can connect your own numbers, you can rent numbers in our service, in our solution. So whatever works best for you. In integration sections, you can integrate email to automate sending of emails here. You can connect SIP connectors. You can generate API tokens to manage the account with API. For example, you can launch the campaigns with the API. You can buy numbers with API. So we have open API documentation that allows for like very detailed, very broad number of functions to control your account. So one more thing I need to mention, that our solution is supporting like dialog flow connectors. We can integrate the dialog flow agent here. For those who doesn't know what dialog flow is, it's like natural language engine. Google that allows to obviously recognize natural language. It's kind of advanced solution where like simple dictionary options to get the answers from the person is not enough. There's also possibility to connect dialog flow here. For example, if you need to get some specific data from the client, if you want to automate processing of orders with the voice bot, you can connect dialog flow, like get the exact time from the person where when he wants to get his order, or like even form an order itself. So this is some for some advanced use cases. And one last panel here is functions, which I mentioned earlier, which allows to write pretty much anything in JavaScript language that will perform the programmed function in this scenario. For example, here we can get the current time or get the current date, and it's very simple. Like it's a few lines of code that allows to get the current timestamp. And this is just one of the most simplest use cases for this function. So let me quickly check the answer, the questions you write down in the chat, and I'll try to give you an answer. Okay. Hello. How can the agent actually answer a call or do a call? I think we covered it to some point. I've shown you how an agent answers a call and like what's the interface to do it. But if we need to do a call, we can simply use the dialer here. We can call to the contact. Here are most of the contacts are my colleagues here. You can simply type in here, like in the dialer, and you can make a call, and like it will call to this number. Yeah, it's that simple. Or another option, you'll always have the recent call, the call history here. And for example, if a call center agent had an inbound call from a specific client, and this client was automatically assigned to this call center agent will be able to call back to this exact client because he'll be in the recent calls history. So in the inbound section, there'll also be the inbound call history that allows to see how what calls have been like processed by call center agents. So let's move to another question. The other user interfaces available in other languages, to which ones? Okay, for now it's just English. So I'm not currently aware of whether we are planning to make a translation to some specific languages. But if you are interested in this question, you can. My colleague will put an email in the chat, and you can write to this email, and we'll try to answer this question. But for now, it's just English. Yeah, you can I control the permission? In other words, I don't want agents to do any configuration modifications. Okay, so let me show you. I will share another tab here just in a second. And this is one second. Okay. This is how the interface looks like for a call center agent, not the administrator, not the supervisor, but the call center agents. And as you can see, there is zero possibility for config modification. The only things available to the call center agent is a list of unassigned requests. All the calls and messages assigned to this specific call center agent, the status bar, and individual statistics, and the periphery settings, as well as customizable profile. So no settings modifications, like no managing the numbers. Call center agents don't even have access to statistics of the queue or to statistics of other call center agents. Yeah. Okay. For this specific operator, the dialer is disabled because of the settings, but we surely can enable it, and you'll see that it will be there. Just a second. I've switched to administrator interface. So let's say we were logged in as Jeremy. Here I will create a group, Jeremy, and I'll allow outbound calls for this group. Okay, and let's quickly jump back to Jeremy interface. Okay, dating. So here you can see that the dialer is available to Jeremy now. So he will be able to call from the number we selected there. There is actually, if you access try to access our web page with the browser that is not supported, there will be an according message, but we support all the latest versions of the browsers, like Google Chrome, Firefox, and all the browsers that are made on the Chrome engine, Chromium. But if you're interested in the exact list of browsers supported and versions, I think we may send you the link to this information. Yeah, I just don't have it right now. By my hand. Okay. Yes, definitely. You can transfer the call to external CPUI. I can show you how it's done. Let me update the page once again. Okay, let's check this scenario here. We have call transfer block, call forwarding, and if you switch to SIP, you simply paste here the CPUI, the external CPUI you want to transfer call to. You set the caller ID from what we're calling, and if there is a need to authorize on this CPUI, you can like put the username, password, the proxy, and so on. As I mentioned earlier, there is also possibility to pass some data here with the headers. So if your telephony supports SIP headers, it is also possible to pass some data in this call forwarding. So okay, yeah. Everything connected, everything related to the transfer is like very flexible. We can transfer by phone number, by CPRI. Yeah, that's the only thing that matters is how it best works for you. So any other questions? Please, if you have any questions, write them down in the chat. Okay. Could you specify, please, what exactly do you mean by integrate with GCP or? If you want to store some data in like external cloud, we'll be able to connect this, to integrate this with our solution. So to have like to get some data from there, or to write down the data to any any database, even if it's in the cloud. So it is not it's not a problem, and sometimes it's easier. Okay. Any questions related to the call center? So if you have any questions, please once again write them in the chat. If you do not have any questions, thank you very much for your attention. On the process here. Yeah, this is actually the prices for Voximplant, the cloud communication platform, and the prices for Voximplant Kit solution that I was presenting to you today are on the different page. So our colleagues will send you the correct link to the prices after this webinar by the email. Okay. So if there are no questions, if there are no other questions, thank you very much for your attention. Thank you to all of you that come today to review our solution. So if one last thing, if you would like to have a 2 weeks trial in Vox Implant Kit with the call center functional enabled, we will send the link in the chat, and please register and let us know that you want the 2 weeks trial, and we will send it to you for free. Okay, so I'll wait for my colleague to put the link in the chat. Okay, yeah. So yeah, actually, it's already there. Yeah, my colleague just sent it once more. Okay, so if you want to try this solution, if you want to have a 2 weeks trial, please register and contact by this email from the message. So thank you very much for coming once again. Thank you, and have a nice day. Thank you for attention.